Material science hits everything we do, from the shoes on your feet, to the waterproofs you wear on your body to stop the rain getting in, to the buildings you live in, you know, the cars we drive, the technology we have in our pocket. I'm Sheetal Handa. I work for BP Group Technology, and I look after the research program in our new International Centre for Advanced Materials, which is centred at Manchester, but has Cambridge, Imperial and the University of Illinois involved in it. The oil and gas industry is ever changing. It's getting harder and harder to get oil, gas, other energy molecules out of the ground or under the seas. The environments change, the political language changes. We're thinking about going into deeper and deeper water. 10, 15 years ago, deep water would have been something like 1,000 feet, but now it's 5,000, 10,000 feet. The pressures that you're going to see are tens of thousands of psi. Now, if you compare that to your car tyre, which, you know, if you kick, it hurts, that's about 35 to 40 psi. Temperatures are hundreds of degrees centigrade, 200 degrees, 250 degrees centigrade. So there are specific challenges in BP around materials to be able to get after some of the really hard oil and gas that we need to get after, and also to do some of the really great conversions in energy that we want to do as well. People who work in material science are inventors. Where the big jumps happen is where 2 or 3 scientific disciplines come together. And it's where they meet is where the real leap forwards are. It's you working with people who understand the physics and people who understand what the engineering problems are, people who can image these things for us. You can actually go right down to the atomic level. You've no idea when you start on a problem where it's going to take you. It's not a straight line. You could be trying to solve a problem here, but you might end up solving a completely different problem. And that's incredibly creative, incredibly productive. And that's what science is all about. When we were thinking about what we wanted out of this centre, one university isn't going to have the answer. We need to get groups of people working together. And so the way we foster this is we set challenges. We say, we have a challenge in this area. What we really don't want is to say, well, we're looking for this answer. We're saying, this is our challenge. What can you do to help us address that challenge? Materials science and engineering is such a rapidly expanding field. We really need to understand it better because it will have an impact on what we do. Whether it's trying to get oil and gas out of the ground, whether it's trying to make better fuels, it will have an impact on BP. To give you an example of the kind of challenges that the fundamental research we're doing in the ICAM are addressing in our industry, we have a program in structural materials which is looking at trying to stop a mechanism which weakens our steel structures. So there's a problem called hydrogen embrittlement, which is hydrogen making the metal and the alloy brittle. So it's easier to crack, and the crack gets bigger and propagates very quickly. Now, if we could design that alloy with properties that will take that hydrogen, trap it or react it in some way to make it unreactive so it doesn't cause that brittleness, what that means for us is that we can have structures which we're very sure will not have these cracks. So we can be very, very confident that if we put something down, then it's going to be there for the lifetime, for the 25 years. And the program is going very well at the moment, so we're getting some really encouraging results. When we do applied science, that's taking science and applying it to make technology and implementing, you really do a really good job if you understood from a fundamental nature what that was delivering. Fundamental science brings a lot of advantages to BP, but always with a business focus. You know, it is fundamental science, but there is always a business challenge behind it. So the science that we do in the universities is linked directly to the BP challenges that we have. Material science this century is going to be critical. It's going to innovate, it's going to bring new industries. We haven't even scratched the surface of what the possibilities are. You can look right across BP from upstream all the way down to biofuels, and you can see that BP will have challenges that material science could address.